Kent follow on but frustrate Surrey with 121-run opening stand. Kent have been left with a bit of a survival job in the final 2 days of this contest at the Kia Oval. Fireworks from Sam Curran saw him score 126 off just 75 balls, Jacks 103 off 92 to set up a declaration on 673 for 7. In the face of a mammoth total, Kent had to be patient, up to 147 for 2 after making a decent account of themselves late in the day. Bell-Drummond and Leaning had a difficult task on their hands, but once again showed their mettle early in the day, the former already on 50 and picking up where he left off, the score beyond 150 and moving ever closer to 200. Leaning would join his partner on a half-century, up to the mark in bombastic style, down the track to Jacks. Sit to the best, added by the captain. With a Bell-Drummond 4 to the spin of Jacks, the Kent number 3 moved into the 90s and brought up the 150-run partnership off 303 balls. He only needed a single to reach his century, just the knock his side needed in difficult circumstances. But Jacks got his own back. Bell-Drummond picked out Amler in the offside, his important knock at an end, and you could see the disappointment in his body language. Back to business for Kent though. Cox keen on his arrival to the middle, Surrey patient, but kept out as the score headed for 250. It was up to 256 when Laws picked up his maiden LV County Championship wicket, leading out bowled for 75. His second was quick incoming too. Robinson outcaught by Patel for 7, Surrey striking before lunch. The flurry of wickets left Kent 265 for 5 at lunch, still trailing by a huge 408. Laws had 3 for after the break, the tail starting to be exposed when Linz chopped on for 5. Milnes and Cox held them off again, their partnership an effective one, taking the score up towards 300. Cox was nearing a 50 when McCurr popped up with the wicket, the number 5 caught by Atkinson close in on the leg side. Atkinson turned wicket-taker, Duffy out for 1 having faced just 6 balls, Kent with 2 wickets left and still over 200 away from avoiding the follow-on. Surrey grasped the momentum, Milnes out for 29, caught behind for a 4th to Laws, who was enjoying a debut to remember. McCurr finished them off, but credit really to Ben Geddes, capping off a great performance with a sensational catch at short leg. Kent dismissed for 331, 342 behind the hosts. It had all started so well for Kent. Bell-Drummond showed them the way with his top order ton, but Surrey kept at it, and the lower order had succumbed. Just one score of double figures from numbers 6 to 11. Laws led the attack, 13 overs bowled, 4 wickets taken, and just 51 runs conceded on his Kia Oval debut. Kent would emerge again after tea, Rory Burns going for the jugular, follow on in force, but Surrey were held off. Compton became the second man after Shan Masood to reach 1,000 runs this season. They set their stall out. If they were to play their way to what looked an unlikely draw, this was how to go about it. The early exchanges tame and uneventful. Solid stuff from the Kent opening duo. Geddes almost had another blinding catch. Compton's hook shot bounced just out of reach on the deep backward square boundary. Burns chopped and changed his bowlers, but to little success, what he'd give for a wicket late in the day. With 3 off the bowling of an increasingly frustrated-looking Will Jacks, Denley moved to 50 off 94 balls and brought the 100 up for the visitors. They now trailed by 241. That was down to 221 when Compton and Denley wandered from the middle back to the sanctuary of the dressing room. A really fine effort put in by the Kent openers, who had done just what their side needed if they were to escape from the jaws of defeat. Surrey still hold all the cards and will be desperate for the win after title rivals Hampshire slumped to defeat in Chelmsford. A couple of early wickets tomorrow morning and they could be well on their way.